Well, hello everybody. I'm in Rome. Behind me is a pyramid. It is old as crap, but more importantly, it is located in a cemetery. And in this cemetery is buried Keats, Shelley, Goethe, and a lot of other amazing people. So I visited just to see the graveside of Keats in particular. I've always been in love with the Romantic poets, and Keats was my favorite because he was the youngest, he had the most integrity, and really died horribly and tragically. I have one day in Rome and I was walking around and I was trying to find the best coffee shop, and one that was near my hotel said that Shelley and Keats drank coffee here. So I went in there and I was inspired to do a little tour of their lives, which is like 3 things. I mean, basically the coffee shop, where they lived, where Keats died, and his cemetery's plot. It's super interesting to see how all these Romantic poets were inspired by the Roman ruins and died such horrible, awful deaths. They were some playboys too, and when you're friends with Byron, it's kind of like being friends with Johnny Depp, you know, it just overshadows everything. And there's a picture of Byron here, and a picture of Byron here, and there's the ladies he had love with. Oh, and there's that Keats fella. Huh. If you're going to Rome, I highly recommend visiting the cemetery because it is amazing. You know, there's a lot of famous people here too, but if you read some of the inscriptions on some of the graves, you're like, I want to know more about that person. Like this chick. Look at that inscription. She's a feminist. She tried to liberate Cuba. What? And she wanted to be buried near Shelley. It's really fun to run down the rabbit hole and just see a bunch of dead people and kind of remember that they were living. I guess that's the point of graves, right? Anyway, as I was walking around, I saw a lot of cats in this cemetery. The Protestant cemetery has a lot of cats and they're supported. So if you come here, donate, support the cats. So in honor of being near Keats's grave and inspired by Rome in every single way, and also the kitties here in the cemetery, I'm going to read a little bit of a Keats poem. Here is Keats' poem to Mrs. Reynolds' cat. Cat, who hath passed thy grand climacteric, how many mice and rats hast in thy day destroyed? How many tit-bits stolen? Gaze with those bright languid segments green, and prick those velvet ears. But pray thee do not stick thy latent talons in me, and upraise thy gentle mew, and tell me all thy phrase of fish and mice, and rats and tender chick. Nay, look not down, or lick thy dainty wrists, for all the wheezy asthma, and for all thy tail's tip is nicked off, and though the fists of many a maid have given thee many a maul, still is that fur as soft as when the lists in youth thou enter'st on glass-bottled wall. So anyway, that's half a poem to a cat by a dead guy. Welcome to Rome. I'm jet lagged.